Hello, welcome to the chat area of the Notifier System app. There are 15 awesome features hidden in this chat, so I will go through them one by one so that you can make the most out of this feature. First off, this is the chat area. It looks like WhatsApp web. You can filter them by specific labels. One of the awesome features is that you can schedule messages. So imagine you're talking to someone and you want to just follow up. So I can press on this button here and it's going to schedule the message. Choose to have it at 8 today. And then boom, the message is scheduled. You don't need to remember about it. It has been scheduled automatically for you. If you would like to schedule a message for like in a few days, you could just choose one of your templates and the same thing would apply here. You would preview this here, fill up the variables, put here when you would like to schedule it, and the message gets scheduled for any time that you want in the future. You can also schedule messages on your automation systems like Make, N8N, or Zapier. For example, in this case, I have whenever someone gets added to Monday.com, they will get a message right away. But we have this button down here that says, would you like to schedule a message? So in my same scenario where I send them a welcome message, I'm already scheduling a follow-up. I say yes. I choose at what time I want to follow up. And then I have certain conditions. I'm only going to follow up if I didn't get a reply from the customer. So in that case, if the last message of user does not exist, this would create the condition to send a follow-up message automatically only in the event that they do not reply. You could also say like if the last message of the user contains a specific word, you can schedule them right here. The other thing is we have a native Android and iOS app. If you click here on the download on the top, you can get the links to download it, and it looks pretty much like WhatsApp. You can see labels, you can answer to chats, you can label conversations. Everything you could do on our chat, you can do it on our app, and it looks just like WhatsApp. And if you have people in your team that have access to only specific conversations, you can give very specific access to people in your team. Those people would only get push notifications on their phone for the conversations that they have access to. So it's very granular permissions. You get push notifications for every new message, just like on WhatsApp. Then we have another awesome feature. If you use AI automation, for example, in this case where I have an AI bot answer to messages, but at some points you want to have a human be able to take over the conversation, then we have this very handy thing here, that's the human handoff. So you can see in this case I have it set to human agent, so I can reply saying hello, and then this goes into my WhatsApp. You can see I've said hello. Now if I wanted to send it back to the AI, I could just put this here, hand over to AI, and then say, for example, hi, I want to order vegetables. Okay, in this case we can see that message has arrived here. It's handed over to the AI assistant, so now the AI is going to create the reply. This is a supposedly grocery shopping business, and you can see now the AI replied to this message right away. And if I would continue talking from my WhatsApp, for example, if I would say what's the price, it would have the AI answer this as well. So now you see the AI was answering. Now imagine I want to come into the conversation as a human. If I now say hello, now watch closely this here, I'm going to get a notification saying the message is handed over to you. Now you see it's back to the human agent. If I now reply something here, okay, thank you, then the AI will stop replying because a human is in the loop. And you can see that every time someone in your teams answer the messages, you can see who is the person who replied to the customer. Your customer doesn't know who is replying to you, but you as an admin or people in your team can see who is the person who is responsible for that message, so that you can make sure everyone is accountable. Okay, so again, customers will not see this, but you will see who is replying for those messages. And the human, as long as the human is in the loop, the AI will not answer. Once the human is finished, they can move it back to the AI, and the AI will answer further questions. Now I'm going to show you how to add someone from your team to the chat and the granular permissions. We're gonna go back to our system here. If we go down here to more, okay, and we go to role management, you're gonna see here everyone in your team. So I'm going to add someone here. I'm going to create a password for her, and then I can choose what type of access do I want to give to this employee. we have three levels. Admin, which is someone who has access to the API key and can also broadcast messages, like send bulk messages. Team member, which is someone who has access and you tell them to which labels they have access to. So for example, in the conversation, you see labels here. I could choose that Anna has only access to our hot leads and to people in Australia, and that will give her access. Now, if I want someone to have access to all the conversations, I would just select that person and have access to all labels. And this means this person has access to all the chats, but this person is not able to broadcast messages or access this part. They can only log in through the chat.notifiersystem.com. Now, let me show you the label system because this is a very useful thing. So labels are a way for you to filter conversations. And you can do them here. If you select on this wheel here on the top, you click here, you'll be able to create a label. For example, people interested in our product. Okay? Now I can say that people who say the word, I want more information, want more info, or people who say the word interested, if someone replies in the chat and says any of this word, either want more info or interested, then this conversation will get automatically labeled as people interested in the product. I'll show you how this looks in real life. I'm going to go to the chat and say, I'm interested in this. Automatically, the message has arrived here, and we can see that it's got the label interested in product. Okay, and it's come here. You can later take it out if you want, but it got automatically labeled because the keyword was triggered, and you can create as many keywords and as many labels as you want. You can also create labels inside your Zapier scenario and assign labels based on things that happen, or your N8N or make scenario. In this case, for example, I'm going to show you that when someone fills out a form on the website, depending on the URL on which they're at, they're going to get specific labels. And I'll show you how this looks. In here, we have different paths, okay? And what we're going to do is they're going to get a template message, okay? And then we're going to select, in this scenario, based on the URL where someone is interested in, they can get a specific label. So in this case, they have specific labels. Product, interested in the company, contact, or web contact. And what they have is, depending on the URL from which they got on their website, it's going to automatically assign the label, and then it will label the conversation as such. The other cool thing is, because we know the URL in which this person entered the conversation, we can add a specific note saying this person was in this URL. So as you can see, in this Zapier scenario, we're able to label the conversation the moment we send a message to this person, so that your team can later filter them in a more effective way. Okay, that's one of the things we're doing. We're labeling based on a specific word. You could also just choose from the drop down of your labels which one to label to. In this case, it's decided by the AI. And then the other cool thing is that you see this note section. This note section, as you can see here, is the automation note. Whenever I'm sending a message to this person on WhatsApp automatically, I'm also adding a note to my team saying, hey, this person visited this website. So in this case, I see in the automation note that whenever this person filled out a form to get contacted on WhatsApp, this person went through this URL. So I know which product he was interested in. And of course, you can also just do manual notes for your team. In this case, this person wants to buy a car, or I can say customer with good taste. Okay, and this gets automatically saved, so your team and yourself can have a full visibility on any updates of this customer. Now, you're also able to receive audio messages, and you can also send PDF documents right from here. So let me just show you how PDF works. You just press here, you drag a PDF in here, and you're able to send it right inside your WhatsApp. You're also able to send images, videos, and all kinds of things as well. If you have any questions or have any other custom requests, feel free to get in touch with us. We're always happy to help. And by the way, we also have a full desktop app, so you don't need to keep a tab open. You can have it as a separate app. You can download it also from this button here. That's all for the chat. Thank you so much, and let me know if you need anything from us.